welcome back to another video. It's Floz.
And JP.
Today we're doing a hobby with us. It is 2nd of Jan. 10 past 10, so it's at night. We decided to do a more relaxing video, but also get our hobbies done at the same time. And then at the same time we could chat as well.
Quite a bit of multitasking going on here. So, what do we want to talk about first, Farina?
Last time we wanted to do similar kind of video with puzzling with us, but we weren't very prepared. So we ended up just rambling on and then had large amount of blank time with like no one talking, just focused on, I guess, puzzling, which was not part of the plan, but to prevent that from happening, we discussed about what we wanted to talk about. So we actually wrote a list just to keep us on track. So JP, what was the first thing that was on the list?
So making this list means that we can keep on track. So first thing was Christmas. Christmas has come and gone. We've all had to do it. I'm sure we all enjoyed it to various extents. And we'd like to hear what you guys are doing for Christmas, but what we did is had my family around, because Farina's family, they are not in the country, so we can't have them around right now. But we had my family come around, and that means we had to come up with things to cook. Farina, are we good cooks?
I think we're alright. I guess we probably can't compare ourselves to people who have been cooking for, decades. But for people our age, we're 28, turning 29. We're not too bad. We tend to experiment with our food. We predominantly cook Asian cuisines, but we sometimes like to do different cuisines as well, like Indians, Italian.
Well, we predominantly cook Asian because there's only so much room in your kitchen pantry for all the different sauces and stuff. If you try and do Indian, if you can either do Indian easy, where you just go buy some pre-made sauce, or you can do Indian hard, where you try and buy all the spices and grind them up in the mortar and pestle, and yeah, soon you've got a whole pantry full of all these various spices that you'll only ever use in very small amounts. So yes, we tend to do just Asian, and that fills up our pantry enough, doesn't it, Farina?
It does. Because you do Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, and then each Asian cuisine, sometimes, all do soy sauce, various sauces, but they also have their own different pastes and stuff like that. And before you know it, your pantry is full, your fridge is full, just full of all kinds of jars. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, but we didn't cook much Asian stuff, did we, for Christmas lunch? We went
This year or
this year. Previous years we did dumplings and stuff, but this year, no. What we did, we decided to go as simple as possible, as painless as possible, and we actually cheated a little bit by getting some pre-made meals, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Or pre-made dishes, I should say. They're not really.
Oh, it was... Yeah, so we did that for the meats. But we cook veggies, because veggies need to be fresh.
Yeah, you need to have veggies fresh, and if you want to make them tasty, you really gotta know how to cook them, because, yeah, you can steam a vegetable and put some salt on it, but that's not something you want to do for Christmas. No one's going to be talking about
that. Just to let you guys know, it's actually the 4th year that we have been doing Christmas. We normally do Christmas lunch. So I guess we're somewhat experienced. And instead of your traditional ham or turkey, we would like to avoid them. First of all, everyone does it. So when you do want to buy it close to the date, generally they're out of stock.
Mm-hmm.
So we tend to just do chicken. We've done duck twice. This year we did salmon and pork ribs.
They were tasty.
And then we also did, well, it was originally like braised chicken wings, but apparently wings were out of stock.
That was weird.
So we did chicken ribs, which was a hit.
The ribs are really nice, actually. I would probably go out of my way to get them again and use them. So, yeah, it was very strange this Christmas. Chicken wings were not in the shops. I assume sold out. I don't assume that the chicken wings stopped existing for a few weeks. But, yeah, so we just... there were the dishes, and then when it came to the vegetables, we did our classic butter beans. Garlic butter beans. So you do the garlic butter, and then you fry some freshly cut beans in it, and it's pretty good. It's reliable.
It is.
That's why we do it.
And it's quite quick as well.
Yeah, that's true. You just fry them up, and you know that everyone's going to enjoy it. So that's one of our favorite go-tos when we have people come around. Is we know that. Everyone has go-to meals. You know, you got that go-to dish. You know you can do well, and we know we can do garlic beans because you can't even really overcook it, can you? Like you put them in. It's like you don't want to burn them, so you don't turn the heat up high, but you can cook them for a while to make them softer or crispier. No.
As in, they can be mushy, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't cook them like that. But I mean, if you've got a reasonable amount of butter, not too much moisture, it should be fine. But anyway, so that was part of what we cooked, and then what was really exciting was this is 2020, the year of learning how to bake, and so Farina had learned how to make cheesecake. So for the first time ever, she revealed her baking skills to my family.
When it comes to baking, what I did was actually more bread making, or your like sourdough. I'm not so hardcore because apparently you had to do some East culture stuff for sourdough. I couldn't be bothered for that, so I did just normal bread baking with like wholemeals and maybe a little bit of like the rustic typical bread you put in the what is that, the iron, cast iron, those type, and
Dutch
then
oven.
oh yeah, and then some Asian bread as well with like stuffing in it, and they tend to be quite sweet. I did that for a bit as well. For cake, I didn't want to get into it because first of all you need so much equipment for that just to make your cake look pretty, and then everything is quite high calorie, so
It's just us to eat it.
yeah, so you're pretty much forcing yourself to eat a lot of sugar and fat, and I didn't want to tap into that field, so
You made it for my birthday, and that was fine. But yeah, we ended up having cake for ages.
I don't think we actually finished it.
No, we didn't.
But that's alright. Finished most of it, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so this time I actually made raspberry cheesecake the day before, because Christmas Eve I still had to work. But that's alright. I'm lucky I've got a mixer, which was my birthday present from my parents, and that was very handy when you actually needed it.
Well, gets the job done.
Yeah, you just put things in and then let it.
Off it goes.
Yeah, indeed. And then you just you can watch it and see the magic happens.
So yeah, it was pretty good stuff at Christmas. Lots of good food, and I think my family was very, very pleased about it all. And as usual, I think as is what happens everywhere, you kind of end with a movie. I think Farina, you went up to have a nap.
Oh yeah, I was.
You were buggered.
I mean, mind you, we're not inexperienced in terms of cooking for people, but still, the night before, you always worry, is everything gonna go well? Do I have enough ingredients to feed everyone? And, whether they're gonna come and wait for hours just for things to get cooked.
Yeah, the timing. That's the most nerve-wracking part. Is everything gonna come together?
And also, I'm not the most sociable person. Entertaining is a chore for me, generally. So then I was thinking about that too, and the night before I really couldn't sleep. I think I ended up sleeping for like 4 hours or something like that. Just feel like I was lying myself awake, and it was quite torturing.
Oh well.
So when the movie was playing, I decided to go up and take a pretty long nap. Well, 1.5 hours, take a nap. And I felt a lot better because I was dying at the end of everything.
So yeah, that was our Christmas, and I hope you all had a reasonable Christmas too. So yeah, what we did in 2020, that's our next topic. What did we do?
I know everyone's sort of saying 2020 was the worst they've ever had in their life. But, I don't know about JP, but for me, it was a year of getting stuff done. People always talk about, I need to do this, I need to do that, New Year resolution, blah, blah, blah. But they might go for a bit and then just give up, maybe after a few months. 2020 is a year of actually having New Year resolution, because I obviously found a few hobbies. We talked about baking, cross stitch. Here I am still stitching away. I actually ended up exercising, which is sort of a miracle, because ever since I started dating JP, I was pretty clear on not liking exercises, and he was trying to get me to do some form of physical activity for the whole relationship, which is like 8.5 years, to no avail.
No success whatsoever.
But that sort of made me realize, yes, people can say whatever they want, but if you don't want to change, deep down, nothing's going to happen. But the moment you decide to do something about it, things happen very quickly. Although, I decided to give it a go because I watched a video by a beauty YouTuber, an Aussie beauty YouTuber called Tina Tries It, because her theme is her trying different things. So she tried this Chloe Ting 14-day challenge or something.
I think it was the 14-day abs challenge or stomach flatten. It was one of the more ab-centric ones. No, it wasn't a shred. I think she did shred later. I think it started off just as 2 weeks abs or something.
Oh. Yeah, so I watched that video. I watched them struggle. You laugh it off because, it's definitely a struggle if you, at the start, are not very fit. But then I saw her change, especially around the stomach area, and I was very tempted. So then I ended up doing the same challenge. And I did see some change. I originally wanted to lose some weight. Not necessarily have abs or have more defined abdomen area. But after I saw the change, I was a bit more motivated. So I decided to keep going, trying different challenges. And here I am, I guess more than 6 months later, still exercising, which was very surprising to JP.
Yeah, all my efforts, useless. One YouTuber, bloody Chloe. Thank you, Chloe. But yeah, so that's one thing. I mean, I haven't really changed the way I exercise. I'm still doing that. So I'm just glad that I've got my own little gym set up in the garage, because turns out half of 2020 you couldn't go to the gym. Which is sad because I couldn't do my martial arts, the wushu.
What is wushu, JP? Because I think
I
a
would
lot
just-
of people are very confused.
Well, if you're not... Well, I mean, you could always just Google it, but wushu is Chinese martial arts. Kung Fu is probably the most generic term you could possibly use for it, but yeah. So... But we couldn't train, obviously. Got to follow health guidelines, and huffing and puffing next to each other is not the most sensible thing to do in the current crisis. So we waited, and we had our first lockdown, and then we had our second lockdown, and then finally... At the end of the year, we finally got to train again, and then it was the Christmas holidays, and everyone stopped again. So, let's just hope we get to have a chance to train again this year. But yeah. But on to the next part, we've done,
Oh,
you won't be able to see it.
is that everything?
No, did you call it? You didn't talk about those two.
Oh, yeah. So, back to 2020. Because most people are stuck at home, we were the same. We decided to act more like adults. So we did more cooking. We ended up having some sort of cleaning routine because we sometimes live like pigs. Just like check stuff everywhere. The house can get really messy, but now we try to at least clean some parts of the house every week. And we have been doing that for the past few months, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been working okay. Our motivation is, once we get stuff done, we go hobby.
Hobbies is the great motivator.
It is.
So what are you stitching there, Farina?
Oh, I am stitching Aston Martin chart for father-in-law.
My dad.
Yes, his dad. Because the dad is, or would you say used to be? Still is?
Oh, he still loves classic cars.
Mm-hmm. Bit of a vehicle junkie.
Mainly cars. Which vehicle makes it sound like he likes trucks too.
No, but like also trains.
Oh yes, trains and motorbikes. Not trucks. But I'm not sure if there's anyone who's really a truck enthusiast. But
Oh, surely there are.
oh yeah, probably. I mean, there is the truck simulator games. Anyway. Yeah, whole genre. Yeah, we've been keeping a pretty tidy ship here, which, I mean, helps when I was particularly stuck at home working from home, but even afterwards we kind of maintained the habit. So, hey, we're less disgusting. That's what you want. So,
Still disgusting, just a bit better.
yeah, a bit less. Yeah, your mum won't freak out as much.
No.
Not quite as much. So yeah, what else are we doing? Definitely cooking a lot more at home, which kind of ties into the fact, the baking and all that kind of stuff.
It's more JP though. JP ends up cooking a lot.
I get hungry.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that there's always meals ready every time, so I cook quite often. I'm getting better. I think my meals are getting more consistent in how they taste, rather than sometimes amazing and then sometimes too much salt. Although too much salt was recently happened, but that was a lot of salt.
I think he just tends to be a bit more concerned that maybe the food is a bit more bland, and then he just ends up adding more salt and then more salt.
Guilty as charged. It's definitely something that I do.
Mind you, I'm from a region in China that is really into salty food. We do a lot of stews and we tend to use a lot of soy sauce, blah, blah, blah. So we do like braised stuff, salty things. But yeah, I feel like sometimes his cooking is a bit salty. Even for me.
Sorry, not sorry.
I mean, at least I have food. Can't complain
Exactly.
too much, right?
But anyway, let's move on to 2021, because that's what it's all about. We're in a new year. Let's talk about what we hope to achieve this year.
What would you like to do, JP, for 2021?
Well, firstly, we got this channel. So this is a new thing. We started pretty much at the end of 2020. Kind of always thought about doing a channel, but we've always thought about doing a channel separately. And then we thought, well, our separate things, probably we just don't have enough time to upload enough, right?
Yeah, but you know, when you have a channel separately, it's hard to talk things out because yes, I know about his hobby, he knows about mine, but we don't know that much of each other's things. So when you try to exchange for ideas, we're not that helpful. But when you have a channel together, there are always contents we can make together. Then suddenly we can bounce off each other a lot better.
Exactly. I mean, I don't do enough of my hobbies to make a purely channel just my stuff, and you're probably not fast enough yet to go through your ones, or as compulsive a buyer yet to have enough stuff to just show off. So this way it works out. So what we want to do is continue coming up with ideas for the kinds of videos that we can add, and obviously there's going to be kinds of videos that don't do well, and there's ones that do well, and we just gotta slowly figure that out, and that's okay. I mean, you're all along for the ride. All I think right now 21 subscribers. Hooray! Which is that would fill up the living room. Soon, if we had any more than 21, we wouldn't actually be able to invite you all over because we'd be exceeding stay-at-home restrictions. So,
Aren't you cheeky?
yeah, when you think about it that way, it's a lot of people. You're like, oh. Just got to think about it in different ways.
We expected that when you have a channel that does a bit of everything, it's harder to attract people to subscribe because most people only have the mindset of, I am looking for this particular content, just show me that content. But I don't feel like that's us. For me, when you decide to have a channel, obviously you need to take into consideration what your audience wants to see. But you also should make contents that you like or make you happy. For us, I mean, we can keep making the same thing over and over again, but eventually you're going to run out of inspirations or things you want to talk about. But because this is like a more collective content channel, if we don't have enough to show in one hobby, we can do other things, and that sort of create this spark. Always, we would always talk about, oh, should we try this, should we try this, and the whole process of having a channel really made us think, how do we edit, what sort of music. It's quite fun.
Yeah, we've learnt quite a few new skills.
Yeah, we did.
And the main reason we started making a channel is because we really do like watching certain YouTubers. For me, it's Warhammer and gaming YouTubers that I like to watch. And for Farina, it was originally Beauty, but now Cross Stitch and movie reviewers. I mean, Chris Stuckman just does amazing movie reviews, and so you see all this amazing stuff being made, and you think, well, maybe I can try. That's all. We're not trying to become famous. We just want to just give it a shot, and see what happens. And yeah, like we said, we're learning new skills. I mean, I need to know more video editing stuff just for my work, because a lot of the content that I produce in my scientific work requires turning into a video. Usually you don't have to have background music, because usually it's a scientific diagram that you're showing, but still. But that's the start, and then yeah, we've also got kind of in tangent with that, we've got an idea for kind of like a little side hustle. Farina keeps wanting to call it, but I think it's if he has to have an ABN, I'm pretty sure that means it's a business. So, but yeah, more details on that later when we actually start making some things for it. So we're going to be making stuff, and I hope that it's going to be an interesting take on something that's not been done before.
hopefully it's... Well, I don't know whether it's been done. I'm sure some people have done it.
Not done well
Not
enough.
me.
Anyway,
Whoa.
not much more on that, but we do have a little side thing. But for Farina, well, you want to be keeping fit this year, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. I actually started this at the end of 2019. I noticed my weight was not a huge issue. I just didn't like how I looked in the mirror. Also, in the summer, I don't like showing legs because I just don't think they look good in shorts. Anyways, if you've noticed you gain a bit of weight, you know what I mean. Just everything just looks a bit crappy. Because of that, I decided, I've reached certain weight range, and it's probably time for me to, do something about it. And also, since I'm, 28, well, like after 25, I've noticed my metabolism is probably a bit slower, so I gain weight more easily. And so I started doing, diet control. Instead of eating 3 meals a day, I started 2 meals plus snacks. So that worked with my work pretty well because I do night shifts, so I get home really late and then I tend to eat dinner at work. I used to eat dinner like 7:30, but I have a break at 4:30ish, so I decided to have my dinner then, and then the 7:30 break would just be for snacks. And then on the weekend, obviously you cheat a little bit, but when I say cheat, it's more dinner will be late, and then the snack part will come earlier. So I did that for a bit, and then I didn't lose much weight, really, for several months until I started exercising, so doing the Chloe Ting challenge. And I noticed my weight just kept going down. Not rapidly, just steadily. So I will keep doing that in 2021. I do have a target weight range I want to hit. And once I hit that, I can reward myself with new clothes. I haven't bought clothes for a long time because I'm just waiting to hit that target. And that'll be very nice when I hit it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Go get some scissors.
Yeah, my goals are comparatively, I don't know, more achievable. Both are hard. I'm currently, Wushu is probably, it was my main focus in terms of exercise goals. But I realized if you want to get better at it, if you want more power or you want to be able to do jumps with greater ease and greater height, then you need to work on your strength. It's a basic kind of thing, something that you can't develop purely by just practicing the martial arts. So I would like to, be able to lift heavier weights. So I do powerlifting, just a simple regimen to increase my strength. But I'd also like to run more and run faster. So I've got a co-worker I run with, and he is fast when it comes to the 5k runs. So it would be good to be able to keep up with him a bit more. But that's really hard. But it doesn't matter because it's all good for health. So I don't actually have to get faster, but it'll be much better for my health if I just use that as a goal. So yeah, that's and then what's our final one? Well, maintaining our home tidiness. So we've got this far. We managed to start getting to this level of being able to keep tidy. Like we said before, we just want to be able to keep going, eh, Farina?
I'm hoping because we're doing certain parts regularly, you know, week after week, when we go back to that area, it's gonna go faster and faster just because, you know, the baseline dirtiness is much better than before. So then, if we have more time, we get to cover more area. Also, hopefully, we will be better at maintaining just overall tidiness, not cleanliness, tidiness. So if we grab something from somewhere, we always put it back. Then when it comes to cleaning, it's really faster. Because most of the time, you're just removing clutter, really. And then you wipe.
True. That's true. Yeah, so there are some of our goals, and if you've got some in mind, what do you want to achieve? Are they similar to ours? Are they different? You can comment below if you want to get the discussion, and we'll try and reply to as many as we can, if there are some. Be good to have a chat. Otherwise, have a good 2021, Happy New Year, and let's hope it's way better. You know, even slightly better would be good, but I'm thinking way better. Let's not aim low, huh, Farina?
Well,
skeptical.
Well, I'm of a different mindset. I'm just gonna do my thing because whether it's a good year or a bad year, well, in terms of the whole pandemic situation, is not up to us. So we're just gonna do what a responsible person would do and hope for the best.
Do you want to show off what you've been working on tonight?
Oh, sure.
We'll go up and check the camera.
So, like what I said, it's a car.
What have you been working on?
That's the front of the car, and I think that part will be a window.
Oh.
But I've only been working on it for like a few days.
Very nice. Very good.
It's gonna be a very green car.
And what I've been working on this chap. Let's try and get him into focus. There we go. So, some nice blue armor. Honkin' red sword. It's not done yet. It's going to go more to pink. Yeah. This is the Visarch from the Ynnari range. So, he's been sitting there for 2 years. Finally painting him.
What made you suddenly decide to paint him?
I decided I should paint him because I want to use him. Generally, the rule is don't put unpainted models on the table. That's impolite. So yeah, I've started painting him so I can use him, and yeah, you can see I'm up to the dry brushing process, and you can see on my hand how the dry brushing process works for your hand. It's a lot of the paints. But yeah, you'll see a lot of, I wouldn't say artistes, but you'll see a lot of painters get that painter's hand. Anyway, so that's what we've been doing. Thanks for watching this video. You want to say goodbye, Farina?
Oh, I'm just stitching away. We're gonna keep doing our hobbies, but I think you probably have had enough of us rambling around. Well, rambling on. Good English.
Good English. Alright, bye.
Bye.